Hi, howdy, hello. Welcome. I'm Edward Lynne Moore, aspiring queer author, and this is my newly established YouTube channel. We're here. Welcome. Okay, so I don't quite know what I'm doing here either, and that for me is a recipe for disaster, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna give it a shot and see what kind of happens because I tried the whole like TikToky short 60-second or like Instagram post type of like content, but I can't. I'm very wordy personally. I love to kind of like rant a little bit. A lot goes through my little head. It's very crazy up there, but it is quite fun, at least to me. You get used to it. And I haven't posted anything in several weeks, and the last thing I posted was like my new author logo and like a video trailer announcement that I had made, which I made myself. Thank you. Granted, you. Oh, sorry. The eldest cat daughter is in the room with me, and I hadn't realized. Um, and she scared me. But the TikTok, well, the logo video was me, but I did use a template. But that was me. I made that, not the logo. I hired someone to do that, but it was my concept. You know, I do some original things from time to time. That's something I do. But that was like the last thing I could think of that was like really short and really quick. And I have not quite been able to think of anything else. I did make business cards. I did design. I did not like make the design. I contracted that out also, but it was my kind of like concept and ideas, and um they exist. They are currently printing still, I think. 6 business days. Who said that was going to be okay? But I don't want to pay for rush printing. Because why do I have to pay 20 extra dollars for you to do it 2 days sooner? Anyways, just put it up in the queue. Not that hard. You do it anyways. But anyways, so and I do have like mock photos that my designer gave me as like to show the concept and stuff like that. And I was like, and I could have posted that, but I wanted to see them physically first before I like really decide if that's like the design I want to go with. However, oops, sorry. I'm still working on the lighting situation. I hate that it reflects on my sunglasses, my glasses. But anyways, but there's a pattern that was made in here based on like ideas I got off of Canva templates when making the business card that I had my designer do, and he did it for me. And it's mine, and it is available on my website to look at. Like as soon as you hop in on the homepage, just Google Edward Lynne Moore, should pop up. I think my Instagram and TikTok also pop up. I have to double check that. Words. Um, it's like the first thing you see when you go to the homepage, which is usually the top link when you Google my name. Uh, that's besides the point. Anyway, so there's a glimpse into like what the business card kind of look like there, like the patterns there, and it kind of mirrors. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited. They should be here soon. But anyway, so I can't think of other than like announcing like what my business cards look like. I can't think of really anything else that's like short form. I did post a book review for the book Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I did really enjoy that book. I do have the second book. I have yet to even start. I don't even know where it's at. It might be behind me because there's Scythe right here. There's the first one. I don't know where the second one is. I have like so many books that I've purchased because I have an uncontrollable urge to spend. It is costing a lot of money. I do have a Neil's other series, Sense of Direction. This one, I think it's a horror one. I wanted to see if I really liked the author, if it was really like that dystopian sci-fi vibe. Not sure if you heard that meowing, but that was my youngest cat daughter. She knows I'm in here. I don't know. Uh, So yeah, so I did post like a book review of that because I did finish the book and I had nothing to post. I tried to post like once a week, but it didn't work. It didn't God bless my efforts, truly, physically and spiritually, because I really tried, and and I it was a really struggle. It was a struggle to kind of keep up with it because I keep changing things on myself and everyone around me, and every decision that I make in terms of like the author brand. Um, Hold the phone. I haven't even introduced myself to new people. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Uh, but thoughts churning. My my brain went, and then so I made. I guess I could do the Neil Schusterman, finish that up, and then we can go into the who I am. If you don't know, but honestly, if you made it this far, I think you kind of already know. We'll see. Anyways, so 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 posted that. That was really fun. But here's the thing about me. I am quite literally mentally ill, in very much the sense of the term. Uh, you name it, I probably got it. No, that's not true. I don't know why I said that. But one of my, I don't know if this is connected. I'm sure it's something that like I love to start things that interest me and then play with around as long as it interests me. And the moment that interest fades and it shifts onto something else, I will drop it and I will go do that. No matter if I was in the middle of that thing, it does not matter if I really loved it, if I really wanted to do it, I'm gonna drop it. And I have to fight myself like tooth and nail to get myself to do those things. And it takes a lot of mental energy. It takes a lot of mental energy, and I'm kind of already like at capacity because I do. Fun fact about me: I work a full time job, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday type genre type stuff, right? So, yeah. So that takes, and I think, right, surprisingly, I have to think, which somehow still there. I don't know. They've kept me. I sometimes believe I'm the personality hire, but let's be real. I don't really talk because I have anxiety, and although we're fixing that, I've somehow stayed. I don't know. But there's that, and I live in an apartment with my boyfriend with two cat children. Storm and Robin. Storm is being the youngest. I said hers first because she's right looking at me because she wants to play, and now it's not playtime. So she may start screaming. She loves to scream at 6:30 in the morning, very specifically. Not to eat. They have an automatic feeder. The only thing we feed them like manually is like their ugh, kind of wet, kind of wet food for dinner, but breakfast like it goes off at 7:30. What you see, it's not. It's an hour before she wants to play. The thing is, it's not playtime, but she doesn't quite understand. But neither do I. So it is what it is. Anyways. Back to fighting myself. So this whole author thing is unfortunately a symptom of that because when this started, this whole journey started in November of 2025, so fairly recently, but at the same time, a really long time in terms of Edward years, right? Like the way my brain moves, it moves fast sometimes. So like I have a really bad perception of time. I'd be like, oh yeah, that happened like a month ago, and they're like, that was literally 10 years ago, and I'm like, excuse you, no, that happened last year. Like, what do you mean? Like, and they're like, don't you remember that like Obama was president when that happened? I was like, you know what, you're right. You know, uh, and so November in terms of like that pattern I do was actually a really long time. Keep yawning. See, eyes are tearing now. Should I do like a crying thumbnail? Like, it's just that I'm like so depressed. No, that's not something to joke about because I've been through that. Anyways, yeah. So like the whole posting and coming up with ideas and staying to that arbitrary weekly schedule I have made has been extremely difficult for me personally. I don't have as many ideas. Not as I thought I did. What it is that like either it's not quite where I want it yet. Sorry. Oh, there's Storm. Hi. Oh, she's gonna start fighting with her sister, isn't she? Leave her sister alone. Anyways, um, or like things are not quite moving as fast as I had originally anticipated, or doing what I wanted. Hold on. Ooh. I wonder if I'm gonna leave those in. We'll see what happens. If you see this, then I left it in. Because I did want this long form stuff to be like kind of like low editing. That was another thing when I would film TikToks. I would spend 2 hours editing and it would still look really amateur and choppy and silly. And I'm just like, what? I don't know. So anyway, so yeah, so like I felt like long form because I have a lot to tell you guys. Like I have a lot to tell you. That scared me. I have like a lot to share and like milestones we have achieved. And like I wanted to share them, but like how do you translate such long conversations into a short 1 minute video? Like you can't, not especially the way I like to think. So like I was like, let's do long form content. What if we do long form content? And thus, as impulsive as my nature truly is, one day while on my lunch break at work, I decided to create officially establish this channel, and here we are on a random, I think it's like 10:30 at night, filming. Now will I be able to keep up with this? We'll see. Give me like a month, I'll try to keep up with it, and then I'll probably drop it. Oh, because like another thing, you know, like when I say like things are not happening as fast, is that like a lot of the ideas that I have, airplane, pause for airplane. I There's so many airplanes sometimes. Some days it's good, some days it's not. Anyways, um, oh, so like a lot of the ideas I have for like, I'm writing a book. Did I tell you that part? I know some of y'all know that. So, anyways, I'm working on. I think they're fighting, so you may hear some screaming in a bit. Um, I see. I'm all over the place. Where am I? What were we talking about? The ideas, right? Oh well, a lot of the ideas for the book in which I'm writing, which we'll talk about in a moment or in the next video. Who knows? Oh really? I don't see. Um, and this is me by myself, mind you. I mean, I'm with you, but like, you know, I'm essentially alone. So you're not talking back to me, at least not yet. And when that happens, I think I will need to email my psych about that one. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Hmm, don't know what that was. I'm too scared to find out too. Anyways, a lot of the stuff I want to do. There you go. The train of thought came back and came back to the station. It's too early. Like character art and book trailers and how I launch date is projected to be August of 2027 if I'm we're going the speed in which I have mapped out. It's over a year and a half out, not even a half. Year and 3 months. So 15 months. I'm aiming for August 15th, by the way. And I was gonna do my birthday, which is August 26th, but I start my master. I'm getting my master. I'm gonna start my master's program August 24th, and I know launch week, and I really is really stressful, and I really want to give it the time it deserves. And then also, oh, sorry, I start my master's program this August, August 24th. I'm sure I'll start at the same time next year. Okay, but anyways, and school starts. That would be my second and final year of the master's program. Uh, and that requires its own kind of like process. So like they each need their own little individual moments, and launch week and launch month is kind of heavy. Well, it's as heavy as 1 month to make it, but I do want to make it heavy. That way, the book, as my debut novel, gets what it deserves. You know, I don't know if you hear that, but they're fighting. Um, so yeah, a lot of the ideas that I have are it's too soon to start building up hype for something. That one is not even finished drafting. We're on chapter 5, and I say we for a reason, and I'll get to that in another video. But and it's like we're on chapter like 5, and we were delayed ever so slightly because I decided to make a new scene, put it in chapter 1, and then completely rearrange everything. And so while we were working on chapters 3 and 4, chapters 1 and 2 did a 180, and then things were moved, and it's just, so it's like and things are still moving. Like the plot, while we have an idea, I have an idea where I want to go and what we're going to do, the mode in which we achieve that is still fluctuating so far as future books. Because the one I'm working on, while it is my debut novel, it's actually a series, a trilogy. And book 1 is solid. We've finished that plot, and we have the outline because I like to outline because I am a Virgo. And we like to plan. But the ending is still kind of up in the air. We know what we know. Okay, we have a working ending, but I really I don't like it. It's okay, but it's not what fully I envisioned for it. So I might change that like literally today. Today is the 14th of May. I don't know. I don't even know at this point. And like literally like today I was like I had an idea, and I was like, what if I completely change book 2 back to its original concept because we changed it to a different concept or like a month ago or 2 months ago while we were drafting book or outlining book 1. And I was like, what if we change it back to the original but tweak it a little bit, which changes the ending of 1, and then we change the setting of book 3. And it was just like, and I need to hash it out with my co-author. And yeah, you see, exactly. So I can't even put promotional material because I keep changing things. Like I can't, like also I have the first book cover ready, which is way too early for that. I'm like at least a year early in terms of that. And like I'm commissioning another one, so I'm not 100% sure if I like the first one. It may attract the wrong audience. Well, I don't want to say wrong, but it's not going to attract the intended audience, which is my girlies, my gays, and the theys. Not a huge section of dystopian or sci-fi readers. I am very well aware, but but I want to have fun. This is one and I'm in another video because I can talk about this for quite literally hours. My poor coworkers and friends and colleagues and anyone that is willing to listen or listen against their will because I'm holding them hostage by like not letting them leave the room knows I can talk about things like this for hours because there's so much to the process, right? There's so much to the process, so much I have to think about, and there's no one to make these decisions but me. And I love that, but I also very much do not, because then if someone doesn't like it, I, in my mentally ill state that I'm working on through therapy, not take it personally, but it'd be like, I produced something you didn't like. I have brought shame upon myself and my family and my cow. And I should never do anything ever again. You get me? Like, I'm quite dramatic. Oh, you will realize I'm very dramatic, but like sometimes in a fun way, sometimes not, but sometimes, mostly 85% of the time in a fun way. But, anyways, yeah. And so, yeah, a lot of the material I do want to commission someone for character art, at least our main character, whose name is Kai, by the way. And you can read a teaser line also available on my website, edwardlynnemore.com, linked in my bio and down below. Uh, so make sure you go check that out for that new exclusive pattern sneak peek. It's not a sneak peek, it's on the website. It's like the first thing you see. And then if you scroll down, you see like a teaser line from the book. Just saying, no one's noticed it. It's been there since the beginning. Well, not the pattern, but the book part has been there since the beginning. So, main character named Kai. I do want to commission art for our main character and our main antagonist. Potentially one of main character's love interests. We'll see. We'll see about that one because I don't think we've fully fleshed out what his character is going to look like. But we do see him in the chapter that we're working on. So, forthcoming. So yeah, so like that I may do and just for fun. I also do want to do like merch for that's what am I doing? That's a conversation for book video. Book video. For right now, thank you all so much for letting me hold you hostage for what is this, 22 minutes? Oh damn. I don't know what I'm gonna cut out. Probably not because I meant this to be like a little bit raw and like long form and honest, and we're here, and very much you get to see the thought process of what I want to do and what I decide. And honestly, I think I might treat this channel as like if I'm talking to myself almost, and like I don't want to reveal like horrible plot or like significant plot or significant secrets to the trade, to the books, because then it'll just be spoilery, right? But I made a post that was like, help pick a developmental editor with me, like stuff like that, but like here. Do you get me? And like, which by the way, if you go to my Instagram or if you have seen that, like, help me pick a developmental editor, yeah, I picked none of those options, by the way. I picked an entirely different letter that was not on the table when I made that. They didn't exist in my head. I found them and I queried them, and I like the way they work thus far. So we'll see. And I booked them. Let's call them letter Z. I don't know. So yeah. Um, but we can talk about that in the future. But see how chaotic I can be. I tell you, should I pick one or two? And then you're like two, and I'm like, well, I like 10, so I'm gonna pick 10. It's gonna happen a lot. You're gonna see. And to be quite frank, a little very well known secret about me when I'm asking for someone's opinion and I keep pushing you on it is because you're not giving me the one I want. And I need someone to validate the choice that I'm making because I've already made up my mind, but I don't want to admit it to myself or anyone else. So you will see that process. We will go through this together. You'll see why they diagnosed me mentally ill. You'll very much see why if you have not already. And you'll very much be like, we need to watch this one. And I'll tell you this, they are. Don't you worry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Well, they are, but yeah, there's no like extra watch or anything. You're fine. So thank you all so much on this rambly type of video. Doggy barking, doggy barking. Actually, that's my neighbor's dog. She lives on the third floor. Her name's Anita. Queen. Love her so much. She's like a smoker, and like she's super friendly, by the way. And if I left this, then that means I asked her, and she was okay with me putting her name. But she literally like talks to everyone and says like her name to everyone. Like it's insane. I strive to be her in many ways. Yeah. So thank you all so much on this rambly type post to why I made a YouTube.